Hey everybody, welcome to Bass Lake Park. Today we're going to talk about some turtles. Turtles are all over North Carolina. They're terrestrial, they're aquatic turtles. But we're going to talk about the different turtles today that we have here in the office. Now, before we get started, why are turtles classified as reptiles and not amphibians? So, turtles actually lay hard-shelled eggs. That means these eggs don't have to be in the water like an amphibian that will protect them from a non-hard-shelled surface, requiring water to lay their eggs. They're also part of the phylum Chordata, which is in the reptile class. Now, turtles are also cold-blooded, and they do have a vertebrae, and they have scales all over their body. So all these things combined makes them more of a reptile than the amphibian. So turtles are actually reptiles, which is a neat little fact. And did you know that there are over 21 different species of turtles in North Carolina alone? So that's pretty neat. If you go to a website called herpsofnc.org, you can see all the local herps, which are turtles, snakes, frogs, but it'll actually show you all 21 turtles. And we'll post a little link right here, a little video, and show you them real quick, and you can check out the 21 turtles in North Carolina. All right, so now we're going to talk about the parts of a turtle shell. So we're going to check out this picture up here. We're going to talk about the parts of the turtle shell and a little more neat little facts about it. All right, so the turtle shell is composed of three parts. The top is called the carapace, and the bottom is called the plastron. The area that combines both of these parts is called the bridge. Now, the neat thing about a turtle shell, it's actually made of many fused bones. The carapace is a fusion of about 50 or so bones combining the ribs and vertebrae of that turtle. It's kind of neat. A turtle, he doesn't have to look for a new shell. His shell will grow with his body. So it's very important the shell needs to stay intact. It does grow with the turtle. Now the neat thing is, these scutes are all on the shell. The scutes are little shields that are covering the shell, the different patterns and kind of textures, and they look like little squares or circles or octagons, hexagons. But these guys actually help protect the turtle. The neat thing about a scute, it's actually made up of keratin. Now, keratin is the most abundant protein on Earth. It's actually the same material that our fingernails are made of. So your fingernails are the same material a turtle shell is made of. So that's a really neat fact about turtle. We have the carapace, the plastron, and the bridge, and the scutes. Now let's talk about these guys up close, and I'll point them out on a real shell for you. All right, so we're going to show you guys the parts of the turtle shell with this specimen here that we keep in the office. It's a really nice shell. We preserved it so we can actually show you guys in classes and programs. But we're going to zoom in. So the top of the shell is called the carapace, and that's this whole top here. It's kind of just pretty much the top of the shell. The bottom of the shell right here is the plastron. Now, if we look, the bridge is the section right here that combines or joins the two pieces, okay? And then we can zoom in, the scutes are all these different scale-like patterns, and they're all over the shell. Again, it's made of that keratin protein, same as your fingernail, but that composes a turtle shell. So you have the scutes, the carapace, the plastron, and the bridge. So those four parts make up a basic turtle shell. All right, so now we're going to introduce you to four turtles that we keep here at the office. They're pretty much our pets for the park. We take care of them. We give them vet checkups. They're really neat animals, and we use them for programs and all kinds of fun stuff. This guy right here, his name is Tank. He is an eastern box turtle. So now this is a really neat turtle. He can actually enclose himself up completely in his shell. He can pull his head, his arms, everything completely up in there, and he'll be protected. The eastern box turtle is actually the state turtle of North Carolina. So if anybody ever asks you, what's the state turtle from North Carolina? Just say Tank, Tank the turtle. He's a real cool turtle. He's probably maybe 40 years old. A neat fact about Tank, if you can see his eyes, if you have orange or red eyes on a box turtle, that is a male. Female box turtles will have brown eyes. So you can tell if it's a boy or girl based on the eye color on box turtles. They're really neat. So this guy is Tank. He lives in the office with us. He's very nice. He's very sociable. He loves people. He really likes to be touched. He doesn't mind it. So we're going to talk about the other three turtles we have. Then we're going to let these guys run around and show you guys how they move around on the floor. So let's grab our next turtle. All right, our next turtle here, this is Saphira. Saphira is a neat turtle. She's very muscular, and she's got some nice little claws on her. Saphira is actually a diamondback terrapin. Now, she is actually a sea turtle. She was donated to us from a rescue, and we're taking care of her, giving her a good home. She's really neat. She's got like almost a metallic blue type skin. You can see the nose or the beak of her. She is a classic sea turtle. She is a diamondback terrapin. Now, the neat thing about this turtle, they actually live off the coast of North Carolina. So they are classified as a turtle of North Carolina, even though they live off the coast. They will come into the fresh water or the brackish water of the coast, and these guys can live in complete fresh water or complete salt water. So they have the ability to adjust the salinity or the amount of salt in the water and live in total salt or total fresh water. So they're really neat turtles. They can live in the ocean or in the fresh waters of the coast. And she's very playful. She just kind of wants to say hi. If you come in the office, she likes to follow your finger around the tank, and she's very social. She's a really nice turtle. So her name is Saphira. She's a diamondback terrapin. She is one of our turtles in our office. She loves coming out for programs. So again, we're gonna let her down in a second and we'll show her running around. But this is Saphira, our diamondback terrapin. All right, the next turtle we have is Sheldon. He is a river cooter. Now, this guy is really neat. He is common in North Carolina, not as common as most other aquatic turtles, but you can find them. The neat thing about Sheldon, he was brought to us, I believe, as a little baby turtle about the size of a golf ball. We were gonna take care of him. It was late into fall, almost winter. We were gonna take care of him and release him in the spring, and we got around to it. We do minimal care. When we were gonna release him back in the spring, he actually was terrified of worms and didn't want to eat food, so he is now our pet turtle. And we have permits through wildlife to have all these guys, so they're really neat. But again, there are neat things about different species of turtles where it will help you identify just neat facts about them. Now, if you look at Sheldon, you see his claws. His front claws are very, very long. In this turtle species, the river cooter, if the turtle has long claws, that means he's a male. So what they do, they will actually use these long claws and kind of wave at the females and entice them, say, hey, come find me and look at me. So he'll use those long nails to signal a female and pretty much get her attention. So it's really neat. If you come to the office, sometimes you'll see him putting the claws up, just kind of wiggling his claws, so he's just having fun. But this is Sheldon. He's our river cooter. Again, he lives in the office with us. You can come check him out anytime you want. So we're going to show you guys, this is Gracie. She's a yellow belly slider. Now, yellow belly sliders are one of the most common aquatic turtles you'll see in North Carolina throughout the freshwater environment. If you come to Bass Lake and you walk the trail and you see a lot of turtles sitting on logs, generally it's a yellow belly slider. They're very common, one of the most common aquatic turtles we have. She's really neat. They call them yellow belly sliders because if you look at them, they do have a lot of yellow to them in their neck and all that, kind of the shell. They're distant or another species called the painted turtle. They have more red in the shell. So if it's a lot of red, it's the painted. If it's more yellow, it's the yellow belly slider. She is a common aquatic turtle, very neat. She is a good size. We actually got her, she was probably the size of a quarter. So really small, that big. She was actually brought to us and she had a really bad eye infection. Now, we don't generally take in turtles to keep them as pets. We try to do our part and help them get introduced back into the environment. Really bad eye infection. We actually went and took her in and we gave her some over-the-counter reptile eye drops. It cured up, and again, same thing like China Sheldon. It was about winter when we could have released her, and we kept her over winter, and she just got so accustomed to us taking care of her that when we tried to release her, we didn't think she would do well and survive, so she became a pet for the park. Again, we use her for programs, but she's really neat. She is a good sized turtle. Turtles will grow to the size of their habitat. So she's in a really big tank. That's why she's really big. I mean, she's a good size and she is really tall. She probably weighs maybe 8 pounds. She's a pretty heavy turtle. She's one of the heaviest ones we have. So this is Gracie. She's our yellow belly slider. And again, she lives in the office with us. So come out and check her out anytime you want.